Hello, welcome to Pieces of Pat Paints. I'm Pat. I paint things on the internet, little tiny things. Um, it's mostly like miniatures and things like that. But sometimes we get to paint some other stuff. Um, I I think in October I'm gonna start making these guys. I started making them already. I left them in the other room, but I did get this guy out. So they're this out. So these are kind of like my ideas. And they're going to be called Children of the Candy Corn. I thought it was a lot of fun. So they'll be like candy corn people. I don't know. Somebody sent me a picture of one that somebody else had done, and I was like, man, that's hilarious. Theirs were pretty simple, and I was like, man, you could really, you could make a whole damn village of these things, and have get a little crazy about it. So I think we're gonna start trying to figure out things to do on like Halloween and stuff like that because it'd be fun. Just kind of channel for the studio. Um, as I kind of figure out how to do this YouTube thing. It takes me a long time sometimes to figure stuff out, but it's because I don't know, I like to analyze a lot of data and I like to look at a lot of stuff. Um, and that's just how I am. And I like to try different things for a long time to see if they work. I'm kind of stubborn that way, which is good. It's good. That's good and bad, right? Anyway, so we are trying to finish these demons. I in fact have COVID. Um, I didn't know that was still a thing, honestly. But yeah, I went to the doctor and I tested positive for the COVID. So I'm like I was sick. This weekend I was like real sick. I'm still pretty bad off. I'm not feeling well. There's a there's always a country. There's always some sort of bug. Luckily, I think that looked like a wasp, which is always sucks. And when the wasps get in the house. So anyway, hopefully it doesn't mess with me. Or I could be hallucinating because I'm definitely sick. So all right, let's go up here. Oh, everything's got all weird. Wonder if that was me or the cats. No telling. Honestly, no telling. Okay. All right, so we're working on this guy right here. Moloch. So still got a few things to do. I got the hand on, and I got this, and I got this sword on. So now we're there. But what I want to try to do today is start working on I was thinking molten lava for the weapons too, just to kind of like tie it all together. It just seems like it would. That way, it matches. Everything kind of matches. It kind of has the same look. I don't want to look like his are made out of like just forged magma or something. Might be being a little weird. So a couple ways to do this. Let's see, is it still alive enough? Pretty dry. No, we're good. I'm gonna get a beat on there. So first things first, we're gonna paint it all in this flesh color. At least the tops of it. Because what we're going to try to do is make this inside come out yellow. Now you could skip this terracotta. This what is this? And you could go straight to like a yellow if you wanted to. But I find it's better if you do it this way. You don't have to do quite as much work over at the end of it to get it to come out the way you want. have to work over the yellow 3 times to get the yellow to set up. I'm trying to avoid having to add black to the crevices. Although we might end up having to do, you never know. Second verse, same as the first. I'm trying to do the inside here. I'll tell you what, this thing is like hard to breathe when you're having this illness. I really am shocked that COVID is still a thing. I thought for sure we'd have gotten, that thing figured out by now. I guess it's like the new flu. You're going to catch one or the other. This thing doesn't seem to be nearly as bad as the old one. This is just like all the parts that were annoying, but not like, oh my god, I think I'm actually gonna die. You're getting all that. It's like weird stomach pain and body pains, and you can't breathe very well out of your nose. And it does feel a lot like a flu this time. All right. That's going to need some more of that. So, we'll put cadmium here. Cadmium deep hue. So, okay, so here's something interesting for anybody who wanted to know what this means, hue. Hue typically means it's not made from the actual cadmium yellow. So like versus like, well, I'm sure I have one that's, nope, that's hue as well. I'm not sure if I actually have a tube of cadmium yellow that's made with real cadmium. Cadmium is like, it's rarer, so it makes things more expensive, And for decades and decades and decades, more decades, I guess centuries, they tried to find like ways to synthetically make different colors to various degrees of success. And when you make that, it's a synthetic, it's usually called a hue. So typically that means it doesn't have the real stuff that makes it cadmium, actual cadmium, or it has it in a less amount. It's mixed with something else to extend it. And yellows are notoriously hard to get to set properly, and it's because typically most yellows are hues. We don't use real cadmium paint would be super expensive, so trying to hobby paint with real cadmium costs you a lot of money. I also, news for the studio, for those who following along at home with all the actual businesses we do around here. Instead of me just painting these fun ones for the eBay shop, we picked up a new possible contract. Should be picking up the pieces today for a Dark Imperium box, which is fun. The Dark Imperium box, I believe, is 8th edition launch box for Warhammer 40k. It has good old-fashioned Spice Marines, like always, and this time it is versus the Death Guard. And the client wants the Marines to be Death Watch, so we're going to have Death Watch versus Death Guard for the champion, whoever's going to be the champion of the Death Moniker, I suppose. So that'll be fun. We'll do a few of them here. Probably do the big ones on the show live. The captains and lieutenants or whatever. And then I think there's a plague drone or something like that. It's a pretty decent sized little guy. It'll be fun. That's enough cadmium. Deep. And this is a lemon yellow. Now it's way bright. I don't even know. It's just gonna shine on there. And it's like a light, almost like a cream yellow. Super light color, which is awesome. You see, it's almost got like a little bit of a green in it, which is kind of fun. We're just using that to lighten it up one more stage, and then we'll probably start fading it back. Might even get a little bit of a blend in here while to try and get them to kind of in between. We're gonna start doing around the edges. Bringing it back down. Back over cadmium and just around these edges here. So now, this is like cadmium. better to try to clean that stuff up as you go if you can. I understand that's not always the easiest thing to do. But if you can, try to clean it up. Cadmium back. Kind of gives it a blend. And it may take a little bit of rounds of it. You're gonna have to fine tune it, and it always looks a little different as it dries. So you'll play around with it a little more here and there, and it'll start to take shape. Oh yeah. All right. Second verse, same as the first. So I'm not so talkative today, guys. Mike, I'm really trying to focus, and my head is pounding. It is. This is like again. I can't believe I have COVID. Like I'm like, what the actual crap? Smacked him right in the face. Sorry, buddy. That's funny. Just slowly trying to work your way around all this stuff. We still got like 2 more rounds of things to do to it, so. And that's whenever we get it. Once I get the yellow and orange set, then we can do the next two things. We're gonna add like a vermilion, which is closer to like a red. And then we'll start adding in the black where it's cooling on the edges. This is that lemon yellow. We're really just trying to kind of alternate these colors until we have the brightness, the contrast is that we want from one to the next. And it takes a little bit of time because you gotta, you know, in between we're trying to let this layers dry a little bit, and yada yada. Okay, so the last one is a vermilion. And it's literally just going on the very edges of everything. The inside of the weapon. Yeah, because wherever it's getting down to where it's really cooling, it's going to need this red. Mm. You kind of want to stipple it a little bit too. Don't worry about making it. Once it starts really getting to these ends of it, you don't want to make it straight, you know, lines. You don't want to, the brush strokes, you want to kind of start varying them out, changing them out a little bit. Especially with that vermilion, we're going to really kind of pop around in there. You can kind of do the same with some of these other colors too. Come back with that cadmium, kind of just dabbing it in there. Trying to break up some of the brush stroking that it looks, you know, soften it a little bit more. Hey! Oh man, it is not going well with Beardsley. I am I'm ill, brother. But I'm making it. We're what? Why you were 34 minutes in? Cheers. I made it that far. I made it over half an hour. And we have a lovely weapon. Thank you very much. We're gonna put some black on the edges next. Oh, but we also we picked up a commission, which should be great. The fair price. It'll be a lot of fun. We're gonna get to convert some soldiers, which will be fun. We're gonna make some regular old Space Marines, and we're gonna turn them into Death Watch, which will be really cool. Okay. I'm just gonna get this side done so that you guys can see it, and then I'm gonna have to come back and mess with it on the other side, off camera as I get a feel a little better. Hopefully, I'll have it done by tomorrow. But let's focus on getting one side done so you guys can see what it's gonna look like when something like this is finished, at least on one side. Oh man, yeah, it's lots of water. It's so like, I don't know. This COVID feels different. This feels more like a cold or flu, is what it feels like. It doesn't feel like, except for the body aches. You get a lot more achy body. But it's not like last time where like you couldn't taste anything and your sense of smell was completely gone. And you know, like the comedy of freaking errors. It's not quite like that. But it's not fun. It is definitely not fun. Alright, so now we're just gonna kind of start bringing our black back in. Right down around the edges. Very carefully. Keep working your way around it. Remember, we just want the very edges of the thing. Yeah, this one's more like that. There's definitely, I can definitely still taste and smell things, mostly. You know, again, it's a lot like if you had a cold or something. You're really trying to work these spots where it's going to cool the most. And it's kind of hard to think about that at first, but then you start getting kind of used to it. It's a lot like edge highlighting, except for you kind of get to do like a little blah, blah, blah at it too. And the blah, blah, blah is the fun part. It's like you get to be a sloppy edge highlighter, which is fun because I'm a sloppy edge highlighter anyway. No, not really. I can edge highlight fine when I want to. can call up Kenneth Copeland for. Blow with the word of God. Or blow the COVID away. That guy's crazy, man. No offense meant to anybody who watches this show and watches his show, but bro, like, listen, y'all. Think about it for just a second. I need y'all to slow down. Think now. Watching him explain why he can't have a regular. And you can kind of see what he did there. It's like just kind of webbed it. You know, you're not trying to necessarily paint the whole thing black. It's weird. You're kind of trying to. It looks better when you do that because it looks like it's cooling. You know, and if you accidentally paint a little bit of it all the way black, that's okay too. You know, you see how it looks, especially as you turn it. Like it looks all bright right there, and then as you turn it, you can see it. Like it looks itself like it looks like it's cooling as you turn the weapon. And that's what we want. That looks good. All right, let's see if I can do it again. It's not as easy as I make it look. You know, I see like down here, you know, a little blacker because it's right towards the edge of that thing. And then you're just kind of bringing lines across it and bubbles, and dots and stuff like that. You're not really trying to completely paint it. And I like to look at it from multiple angles, you know. Well, finding you to add maybe a little bit more here or there. Definitely need to. Sitting right there, where it's like attached to that handle. We want a little bit there too. And we might find that we want to come back with maybe a little bit more vermilion or cadmium and add into some of these places. I think right here we could probably use a little bit more vermilion, a little more red. Right? And just kind of let it tell you what it's let it tell you what it needs to. Yeah, you'll figure it out. You're all very capable painters, or you will be if you practice. Practice, everybody. I will say this, man. When you're working on, you have a show and you're doing it all the time, man. It really helps you practice a lot, and so. Those of us that do these shows definitely remember that we're doing this all the time. You know, or you see those people that have the professional armies and stuff like that, painted armies, and they painted them themselves. They spent a gang of time practicing. I can guarantee you, their first army they ever painted, their first person they ever painted, either took them a million damn years to do it, or didn't look like that. There's a skill level, there's a practice, there's a craft, a trade, I don't like that one quite as much. Just touch. There we go. There's a couple of little tricks and things you can do. There's there's a couple of ways you can do this with like airbrushes and stuff like that that is really nice. You can put like a different kind of bubble to it by using maybe different chemicals and liquids and stuff like that, water and oil paints and stuff like that are really cool mixed together. You can do some really wild effects when you do that. Just like it's like a strange form of edge highlighting. That's really the best way to describe it. I said that earlier, and now I'm really hung up on that. Right. Thanks. I appreciate that, man. He's looking great. Like a blue demon. Like, it's epic. They all look great. The pinkies are starting to turn out really great too. There's your pinky. I did a little L on his leg too, so it looks like he's really running over the lava. Come on, Mr. Camera. Steve, get the camera working. Why? How did it tell you what? It almost grabbed it. I don't know. It doesn't like the pink. I don't know why. Because it likes that blue a lot better. It's like it'll grab it. Mostly, kinda. There we go. And as crazy as in the end, this is gonna have like it almost has no yellow on it, even though it started out very yellow. There's a little steeple. This is coming back with some cadmium orange. Kind of stippling it in there a little bit. Just another little stippling of that yellow one more time. Right here in the middle. Everything. And now, it looks like it's definitely on fire. Molten. Okay. That bronze dead. I believe it is. Well, bronze probably isn't the right one. We probably actually want this rough iron on it. We can actually do the whole thing in rough iron, and then we can do whatever else we want to it. Might come back with the bronze anyway, just to make the color look cool. Look cool and all, you know. It's not like you can actually weld a blade made of molten lava as it is. So you gotta do whatever you want with it when you think about it. Wait, what I do with it? There it is. Hey, look at that. We made it an hour. Look at us. We are almost done with this guy. We probably got... I'm betting tomorrow we'll probably have it mostly wrapped up. I'm going to get a couple things knocked out. We'll do his sword again tomorrow. We'll do the molten sword tomorrow. So you guys can see this. See how we can do that side of him molten as well. And it'll really kind of give us a nice golden ratio. You know, it'll help help the whole thing spin out. Actually, go this way. But either way, he'll have a good look. We'll get this hand painted in. We gotta do a bit of bronze highlighting anyway. Still, but everything's really starting to look pretty snazzy. I gotta do his base. I probably actually will start working on the base today or tomorrow off camera. Maybe not. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see what happens. Yeah, he's really starting to look. He's looking pretty snazzy. Looking pretty snazzy. I'm gonna do another round. I had another round wash on this wing, so we gotta finish those, and then get to these ones on the inside, which are pretty dark. But you know, these panels are done. Those look great, and this whole wing is done. I think looks pretty good. I just this one couldn't quite get it dark enough in the crevices to look right, and I might do a little bit more. Add a little bit more bone to that. Maybe a white. We'll see. Anywho, that's our hour for today, my friends. Well, hour-ish. I'm really proud of myself. I can't believe I made it that far. I must be feeling a little bit better. Which is great. That's awesome. So much better. You can see me so much better that way. Yeah. So we'll be back. We'll be back tomorrow. Hopefully, I can shake more of this COVID off. And we can feel a little bit better, which is great. So I definitely am trying to limit my contact to civilization outside and you know, wash my hands and wear masks where it's appropriate. And, you know, that sort of thing. You know, whether you believe in that or not, that's your problem. I do what I got to do. I feel like more of it's. I want to be more preventative about spreading it than I do when I'm worried about, you know, my end of things. Because because you know you shouldn't. When you're sick, you should try not to spread shit around. You really should. But I do feel like I'm on the mend, so I definitely think I'm gonna. It's good. I don't think I'm gonna have to cancel picking this thing up, which is great. I was worried about it on Friday. I was like, oh my god, I think I'm gonna die. So, but yeah, no, I'm feeling a whole lot better. It's awesome. Yeah. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by and watching. Appreciate everybody who gives us the likes and comments, subscribes, all that sort of stuff. Really, really warms my heart, honestly. I don't really have a like. I guess this channel growing and all that stuff that everybody else says, but for me, honestly, it's cool. I think it's cool. I think it's neat that people like what we do here, and to me that's worth doing it. I'll do it just because, you know, 3 of us weirdos like it. You know, it keeps me doing this, and honestly, I look forward to doing it. And you know, like, oh, most time, you're not gonna lie. There are days where I'm like, ugh, and then there's days I'm too dang sick. But most of the time, you know, it's great. I love being able to come on and paint. And I know people do watch, and because you know we get comments every now and again, be like, "Hey, we're using your stuff to paint along with," and da da da. And that's cool, man. That to me, that's what like an artsy crafting, you know, hobby channel thing should be about. It should be about helping other people learn how to do that and have a good time doing it. And so like if you like what I'm doing and you want to learn how to do that my way and follow along, man, that's great. That's the coolest thing in the world, and I appreciate those that let me know that you're doing it. So if you are and you stumble across this video, leave us a comment, tell us what you're doing, and yeah, be awesome. Anyway, be good to yourself. Be good to somebody you don't know. Good to others. Just go be good. You know? Well, we'll talk to you later.